Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's community event. Happy Thursday, everyone. And those that are visiting or watching from the US, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Um, I'm so excited, as always, looking forward to another community event with you. Really thrilled to go through this event with you again. Those that are able to make it to today's event, welcome. Nice having you all here today with us. And those that will be watching later on, also welcome. I hope that you'll have a great session as you'll be listening in and you were not able to participate in today's live event. Again, happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you're having a great, fantastic week so far. I hope all of you are well and always looking forward to another community event today. I hope you came up with follow-up questions, so you have any other inputs that you want us to look at together. So be prepared. We'll go through the same process that we always go in our community events. Remember, these platforms are used to inform, to educate, and to inspire. These platforms are for you, community specifically. It's for us to be engaged. It's for us to express and talk about our industry, the market, the current events, and of course we zoom in and talk about our ecosystem as well, and what Bullrun ecosystem is all about. What difference are we making? What added value are we bringing into this new digital ledger technology, also known as the blockchain technology? As always, we will always start with reading the comments, seeing who is here, who is present, greet you, interact with you, and then we'll also get right back into the topic, today's topic. We'll go through the session, and then we'll go full circle, come right back to you at the end. See if you have any follow-up questions in regards to the discussed topic that we had for today, and then we'll have a dialogue with you if you have any open questions or follow-up questions or anything you want us to discuss. This is your platform. This event is for you, and feel free to discuss and write down anything you want us to discuss today. And then after we wrap that up, we'll call it a day and call it a session. So as always, I always like to make these sessions very interesting, especially for those that will be listening later on. And of course, for you that are here with us live, again, I'm very grateful, very thrilled, always happy to have you here with us today. With that said, let's get to the comments. Let's see who is here today with us. And then we'll kickstart and we'll discuss the topic of the day, and then we'll get into it. So, my brother Demo, if you want different results, then you must do something different to get there. Bullrun.Live is that difference. Good day to everyone. It's always a pleasure to gather together and be informed. Welcome, my good brother Demo. Always nice having you here. Yeah, appreciate your energy, your consistency. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure having you in the community. Shema, innovation is overdue in this crypto industry. In order to succeed, we need to evolve from the old traditional financial market. Absolutely. This is vital. This is key. Very great point as well. My great brother Thembi, good day community, ready to make a difference and change our financial status. Nice having you here as well. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your consistency as well. Always a pleasure having you here. My great brother Franklin, we are waiting for another information, dissemination of inestimable value. Thank you, brotherly. Always a pleasure having you here. It's such a great honor having you here with us in the community. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, with your positive energy. Always a pleasure having you here. Nancy, hello Bullrun family, and greetings Steve. So glad to be here. Looking forward to another informative session today. The pleasure is mine as well, my dear. Nice having you here, Nancy. None other than the great brother Theo. Is a pleasure having you here as well. Greetings Bullrun family. It's a blessing being here with you all. Thank you, my great brother Steve and fellow community members, for all attending this live. It is going to be spectacular. Let's go. It is already spectacular because your presence, all of you are here. It's a pleasure. Always looking forward to these community events that we have. I'm always very thrilled and looking forward to a dialogue with you and just to be informed, educated, and inspired together. Queen Blessing, hello, risk takers. So nice to be here. It's a pleasure having you here as well. Queen Martha, good evening, Bullrun family. Good evening to you as well. It's a pleasure having you here. Hello, Steve. Hello, amazing community. Hello back to you too, Shema. Investor 2Sec. Nice having you here, my brother. Welcome, Mr. Steve. Today is my birthday. Ooh, happy birthday to you. It's a pleasure having you here on our birthday. The whole US is celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Nice having you in our community. It's a pleasure having you with us. I hope many more years to come for you. I hope you're well. Much blessings for you today for your birthday. Happy birthday on behalf of the entire community to you, my brother. I hope you have a pleasant day. Enjoy your day today. Queen Margaret, nice having you here as well. Hello back to you as well. Thank you for being here within the community. Hello family, happy to be here. Happy to have you here as well. Cooking with Sally, greetings Mr. Steve, greetings family, greetings back to you too, Queen Sally. Nice having you here as well. Good brother Crypto Riser, good day beautiful BRL family. Thanksgiving to you too, Crypto Riser. I know you're in the US, so I'm sure that it's great that you take your time out of your day off, out of your holiday to participate in this live stream today. Nice having you here. Queen Kinario, hello Bullrun family, hello to you back as well. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Yes, happy birthday, Investor 2Sec. Mr. Bright, nice having you here with us again. It's a pleasure having you here. It's an honor. Mr. Tembi, evening all. A while ago, you talked about cold wallets, especially the Ledger. Are you able to show us a demo of how it works, or I missed it? These will be the questions that I'll be going through at the end. Great question. Let me see, are the rest also questions? Yes, I will leave it at this, and this is where I will start when we come back. So I can see how I can show you, or I can talk about the cold wallets. Absolutely, great point, Brother Tembi. As always, thank you very much again for everyone that is able to attend today. Today's topic is a very interesting one. We'll look, as usual, we'll look at the market, at the current events, what's moving the market currently, what's happening, and then we'll stay zoomed out and discuss what the market is doing, what are the pieces that are being moved to in preparation of the anticipation that is coming next year. And then, of course, we always like to zoom in and then close in with what are we doing differently and what added value are we adding to the space. In our last community event, which was on Monday on our Twitter space, we discussed how cryptocurrency failed as a store of value and as a medium of exchange due to certain characteristics. So like I promised, I told you that I was going to just share my screen, show you some articles, go through that with you, and just discuss certain elements in hopes to just really inform and educate and inspire you, and just keep you a brief of the current events and what's happening right now. With that said, I would like to I would like to share my entire screen with you, and then let's kickstart today's topic. As always, I would like to always start with the market to look at what's happening. I'm sure all of you already know how the market is doing. It's really not much excitement besides the news that we're about to go through. I'm not going to spend much time here. It's self-explanatory. The market has been going sideways. It's basically 0.13% since the last 24 hours. But exciting thing is that Ethereum is back to 2,000 and Bitcoin is also above 37,000 for today. This is great. But really the news that made headlines is, of course, those veterans that are in the space already. Everybody knows about this. This is all over the news. Yesterday, there was a settlement that took place. The founder of Binance, which is the largest crypto exchange, he pled guilty of violating anti-US anti-money laundering requirements, and part of the deal required him that he steps down as well as the CEO of the exchange. And also this deal was only went through because they had to pay a fine of 4.3 billion. This is a record. This is one of the largest fines in the history. That is, if not one of the largest, it must be the largest one that has been paid by Binance due to violating US anti-money laundering requirements. And the deal was also, this deal had to go through because it served to preserve the company's ability to continue operating in the future. But of course, there's some details. I'm sure you've listened to this. Is all over YouTube right now. I'm not going to get into details on this. But the takeaway from this is that the largest exchange, Binance, if we look at here, it's this is its token. It's the fourth largest token in the space, and it's not doing too bad right now. Actually, it had dropped by 10% yesterday due to the news, but it bounced back up again. Basically, the takeaway here in this article is just to understand that the former CEO, CZ, he's down, he stepped down, and right now the new CEO is actually one that is highly experienced in the regulatory realm. He's actually part of the World Economic Forum, and he's really well versed in the compliance area. So I believe he will be a very good asset to Binance. And so this was the major news that hit the headlines that everybody's talking about. And actually, the good thing, and this is what JP Morgan analysts also say, it's actually a positive thing for the market that this Binance settlement took place, because it could have been another black swan event, meaning that it could have really devastated the entire market if it wouldn't have been a settlement, to be honest, because this is the fourth largest cryptocurrency in the space, the largest exchange in the space. We're looking at 35 billion in market cap, and they have a volume of over 800 million. So this would have caused a lot of trouble for the entire market, of course. But fortunately, the Department of Justice and Binance reached a settlement, which was paid 4.3 billion US dollars in fine. And the CEO stepped down. He was replaced by a new one that has a strong compliance background. And this is good for Binance and for Binance future in the long run. This is something beautiful. And yes, like JP Morgan analysts also said here, it's actually a positive. It's really good for the market, because this would have been a potential systemic risk. Systemic risk means that this is a term that you use in the traditional financial market, meaning that if a financial institution is too big to fail, or if it would fail, it will cause a major impact for the entire industry, So yes, this unfortunately was able to be diverted, and due to this settlement, fortunately, as you see, the market reacted not bad at all to this, because this is something that you can't compare to, for example, FTX, where clients of funds were being misappropriated and they were not able to withdraw their funds. This is nothing like that. This is just violating some rules. These are compliance issues that were violated, and that's why it wasn't such a black swan event. So this is how far I will go with this. This is not today's topic. Today's topic, like we discussed on Monday in our Twitter, is about compliance. The reason why I'm talking about these, because these are all compliance issues. Compliance is about to enter the space community, and these are things that we've been discussing 8 months ago. Here is a video. Let me share this. Here is a video that that we made 8 months ago, where we were discussing. You see the topic here. Let me copy this real quick. These are videos we made on our channel, Market Chaos, or is this crypto market chaos or part of the Grand Master Plan? I encourage you to really watch these videos. I made a follow-up video a few days later where it says Circle's Grand Master Plan is confirmed. I really encourage you to listen in to these videos, because we were discussing the main players in this industry and how this industry is actually using the chaos that took place, and actually there's a plan behind it. There's a plan behind this madness, behind this chaos, and no crisis will ever go to waste with these big players, with these large mainstream institutions. They'll always take advantage of the situation. And I just believe this was just part of a chess move to rearrange the big players in the market and to just bring stability through regulations, because the big players are not going to enter the stage unless there is more clarity, unless there is regulations in place. And this was important to make some moves to clear the way so that these large players can enter the space. And like we discussed on Monday, the topic was this right here, and we will get to it. This right here. This was the topic. Cryptocurrencies have failed the test of digital money. And they also failed, and they performed very poorly as far as them being medium of exchange or store of value. This is the topic of today, that cryptocurrencies have really failed in terms of being a medium of exchange and a store of value. And we will dig deep into this. I'll share some screens with you, some articles with you, and we will really look at this in a very rational way and get a better understanding of how the industry works and what the market is doing right now. Right now, like I said, regulations had to be put in place. They need to be here for the big players to enter the space. And these big players, let's look at them. These big players are already using the digital ledger technology. We're looking at, for example, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Alphabet is the mother company of Google. So, and Alibaba, Coca-Cola, SAP, Shell, and all these other banks, Citibank, Goldman Sachs, Samsung, and this list is not exhausted. We don't even have all the asset managers on here. We don't even have Apple on here. A lot of companies are missing here. PayPal, Visa, MasterCard. These are all established institutions that are already using the digital ledger technology. So all of this, like we discussed on Monday, this is what you call smart money. Why are they called smart money? Because they come with ambition. They come wanting to move the market, to solve issues. Let's look at some issues that this smart money is about to solve. The issue, before we get to the smart money, let's talk about the current situation in the space right now. The current space right now, is really plagued with it's too much speculation going on right now. If we look at if we go back to CoinMarketCap, this market is dominated by emotions, fear and greed. Right now, we're entering the greed phase because the market looks good. Binance has been situated, the situation has been settled. Grayscale won the case. BlackRock and Grayscale had a discussion today with, or yesterday, they had a discussion with SEC behind closed doors in regards to the Bitcoin ETFs. That's a good sign. That means that it's just a matter of time and not when. It's not a matter of if, but when. So that's good news. And this is why the market has been really reacting very well in anticipation and in speculation of things. And this is how the current market works. And right now, a lot of strong institutions, and Binance being the last of them, that have also violated a lot of regulatory rules and compliance rules, and many before Binance. Like we looked at Terra Luna, we looked at Sam Bankman-Fried with FTX, we looked at Celsius, Three Arrows, and all these different crypto banks that went belly up due to just structural issues, and they were not fundamentally not built to be strong or to sound enough to be sustainable, and their business strategy was not strong or solid enough, and that's why they crumbled. Of course, there were bad players, bad actors involved as well. From day one, they never had the intentions to be legit. However, also due to the structural strategies or business strategies that were not fundamentally sound, caused their business plan to just crumble. And now that's been causing a lot of heartache. It's been causing a lot of fear and hesitation of smart money or institutions to really enter the space. And of course, the larger reason is the regulatory part. They haven't received any green light yet. And but in the background, like we saw the list, they have been already using digital ledger technology. They've been doing pilot tests. They've been really preparing in the background, anticipating the regulators to give them the green light. So this has been happening in the background. Now, these institutions, they're coming they're coming prepared. They want to come and add value into this space. They want to use this digital ledger technology. And we looked at some of these companies, and they are coming to solve real world problems. They're looking at the space and analyzing it and trying to find ways, what is still lacking? What are the issues that we can address and solve? And this is how real world companies, these mainstream institutions, this is the mindset they have. They look at the opportunity. They want to utilize this digital ledger technology. And this is a whole list of all these institutions, from Microsoft to Samsung and all these different industries. These are large institutions, mainstream institutions. They are ready to enter the space. They've been experimenting on the Ethereum blockchain and using other blockchains as well. So they are ready in the background. They're just waiting for the regulators to give them the green light. Now, let's look at, for example, let's look at 2 or 3 of them. What value are they adding? MasterCard, for example, they came in and understood that crypto fraud is a big issue. We identified that in 2022 alone, over $3.5 billion were lost due to scams, due to rug pulls and honeypots and just fraud. And here comes MasterCard. They just partnered with this AI company, and it's called Feeds AI, and they will integrate with MasterCard's CipherTrace platform. And this platform is getting data from over 6,000 crypto exchanges, and they'll be screening them for fraud. So MasterCard doesn't just come and want to participate, but they want to look at, okay, what's the big issue here? How can we capitalize from this blockchain technology, and they identified that fraud is one of the major issues in the space. What did they do? They partnered with an AI company that is focusing heavily on cybersecurity, and this is how they partnered with them, and they're now solving the cybersecurity issue that has been happening in the space. And in 1 year alone, like we discussed, $3.5 billion have been wasted, have been lost due to fraud. And now MasterCard here, they came and are partnering together with Feeds AI, which is a well-established cybersecurity platform that is already monitoring over 6,000 crypto exchanges for fraud. And this is how they want to enter the space and use their market, use their infrastructure to bring security and to bring trust into the industry. This is their part. This is their claim to fame. This is the added value they're bringing into the space. And this is a real life problem that they're facing and that they're trying to solve. And they're in the process of solving right now. So this is an example of MasterCard, which is better known for payment processor. This is a competitor of Visa. Visa already, as we know, they're partnered with stablecoin USDC, and they're also doing their own thing as they're partnering with the large franchises that are using USDC stablecoins. So you see that these institutions are coming into the space looking for challenges, looking for problems that they can fix, and then they partner with established institutions within the space to tackle those issues. So as you see here, they want to tackle the crypto fraud industry. So this is their claim to fame. They're coming with a solution. They come to solve a problem in the space. That's the approach that smart money does. And this is what MasterCard, for example, is doing. Circle. I mentioned Circle because Circle is the issuer of USDC stablecoin. And Circle also is backed by BlackRock, and the assets, reserve assets of the USDC stablecoin are being managed by the asset manager BlackRock as well. And also, of course, BlackRock owns a lot of businesses, and Circle is one of them. So they are financially heavily invested in them as well. What is the claim of fame of Circle, for example? Their claim to fame is they want to build a new internet financial system. Okay, and they want USDC to be delivering the largest and most widely used stablecoin network, where billions of people, millions of businesses and developers can be using everywhere. So all these institutions are coming with ambition. They want to solve problems. They're addressing problems. Why would Circle want to create a new internet financial system? Because they identified that the traditional financial system is fraud. It's flawed and it's not sustainable. It's inflationary, and their aim is to create a new financial system using the digital ledger technology, and they're being backed by Goldman Sachs, they're being backed by BlackRock, and they're being backed by Coinbase. And actually, like I showed you in this video, we discussed exactly these 4 players, and they have a plan. And this was 8 months ago we made this video, and you see how everything is coming together with BlackRock taking the lead. Circle is always in the middle of everything. USDC stablecoin, of course, and then Goldman Sachs as well. So what's next? The CEO of BlackRock himself, in 2017, he was talking about how cryptocurrency is a fraud, cryptocurrency is not of use, but he quickly changed his tone. And he's talking about how crypto will transcend any one currency, meaning that cryptocurrencies are global currencies. And as we know, they are one of the applicants of Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF as well. And they want to really take advantage of all these catalysts that are about to enter the space. And this is why they also applied for the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. What's the next one? Coinbase itself. Coinbase also, it's a registered, it's a public and well-regulated institution as well in the U.S. Of course, backed by BlackRock itself, backed by Circle also. They form a triangle, and in all this, and they play major roles. They're working together, and their role here is they launch their own blockchain. So this is an ecosystem of these four major players that are playing together. So Coinbase launched a blockchain. This blockchain doesn't have its own native token, but it will be powered by the USDC stablecoin, because this is how they're going to, this is the main cryptocurrency that they're going to use on the blockchain. And it's in the best interest of BlackRock as well, because they're the money managers. They're managing the reserve currencies of Circle, the USDC stablecoin, which are required to purchase or to have a US Treasury, which are US debts. So as you see, these three players are playing together and building an ecosystem. With Coinbase, they're having the blockchain base called Base. They don't have a native token. They're not intending to have one, because they'll be using predominantly USDC stablecoin on the blockchain. Secondly, the reserves of this stablecoin, USDC stablecoin, are managed by BlackRock. BlackRock is heavily invested in both Coinbase and Circle. They're heavily invested in it. They're the top three shareholders of Coinbase and Circle. So they're heavily invested in them, and they're playing a major role together here. So what I'm trying to show you here is that real money, real institutions, they're coming into the space not just for the hype and speculation, but they're coming in because they want to use the technology and solve real world issues that the crypto space is facing right now. MasterCard wants to tackle the crypto fraud industry. Circle wants to reinvent the financial system, which we always talked about, how it's inflationary, how it's fraud, it's unsustainable. This is what they try to address. Circle wants to become the first full reserve bank. And this is their ambition. This is what they want to become. This is why they have BlackRock opened a trust fund for them and is managing the reserves for them. And these reserves are used strictly to keep buying more and more US Treasury bills, which are US debts. And this is how they're going to use the revenues they generated from the Treasury bills that they're getting, and they just keep compounding it and buying more and more US debts. The reason why they're doing this is they want to build a war chest. They want to build cash flow and liquidity large enough to be able to be the first full reserve national bank. This is the aim of Circle, and USDC is going to play a major role in this, of course. And this is why we are talking about it, because obviously we are paired with Bullrun is paired with the USDC stablecoin, and our staking platform issues out USDC stablecoin as well. So the success of Circle, the success of the USDC stablecoin and its dominance within the crypto industry is going to put us on the map as well, because the better it does, the good for us as well, because we are paired with them and we're issuing USDC stablecoin as USDC as staking distributions as well. So now that we discussed and pointed out the challenges in the space and how these institutions are coming in with solutions, they're coming with a plan, and everything is being lined up and they're doing things according to their strategies. And we also looked at this chart where you see a lot of institutions have been testing on their blockchains, and mainly they've been using Ethereum blockchain, of course. Now, I would like us to get to this spot Bitcoin ETF situation. This spot ETF situation is all over social media. If we go to YouTube, for example, and we just hit Bitcoin news, you see how these large numbers, 300 billion incoming, Bitcoin and BlackRock about to blow your mind in 2024, $200,000 will be Bitcoin will be worth $200,000. Biggest bull market in history. Bitcoin is about to hit 40,000. You just see a lot of hype towards creating a hype on buy Bitcoin now. You need to get involved. You need to get into Bitcoin immediately. And that's the sentiment that we're getting right now. And if you go to news outlets like this, like Spot Bitcoin ETF, why this time is different, and they have a strong argument here talking about how the Spot Bitcoin ETF approval in the US is going to impact the market drastically, and it will be very significant for the crypto industry. And if you read on, they try to justify it, talking about how it will be the beginning of a new era. It will be a big milestone in the history of digital assets when the Security and Exchange Commission approves this, which is all true. It's great, and you see that such news, such sentiments are really being promoted and pushed out there on different platforms, on news articles, on YouTube. You see how people are really creating this FOMO for you to really get into Bitcoin now. You're missing out. You need to get involved. ETFs are coming, etc., etc. But I'd like to point out something, because, like I say, this event serves to just bring clarity, inform and educate you, and inspire you. And the aim of this is, at the end, that you make your own decisions, make your own educated decisions, think clearly. We are being overloaded or flooded with so much media news that we need to really weed out and understand what can we consume and what do we need to really critically think about them. What am I saying? We discussed this on Monday. Cryptocurrencies have failed the test of digital money. Managing director says crypto has performed poorly as a medium of exchange or a store of value. First of all, what is a medium of exchange and what is a store of value? Like we discussed, medium of exchanges serve. Let's look at Bitcoin and let's zoom out. A medium of exchange is more of can't be fluctuating like that. This is Bitcoin chart, and you see these are the cycles. These are the boom cycles, bull market, and then bear market comes, and then it drops by 80%. So this is not picking on Bitcoin. This is, of course, the entire crypto space is like this. It's extremely volatile. So in order to serve as a medium of exchange, it's the best medium of exchange, of course, are stable coins. And this is what the article also clearly says here. That stable coins and central bank digital currencies and not cryptos will be part of the financial ecosystem in future, because they are stable. It's a medium of exchange. A dollar today is the same as it was yesterday, and it's the same as it will be tomorrow, in best case scenario, of course. But with this well-established stable coins, it can be used as a medium of exchange because it's stable. It doesn't fluctuate as much as we saw here. I'm not picking on Bitcoin. It's just the largest cryptocurrency, and that's why I'm pointing out that if it happens to Bitcoin, which has more than half of the entire industry market cap, it affects the entire market. So this is why I'm showing the Bitcoin graph right here. So this cannot be a medium of exchange. It's too volatile. This is one thing that was discussed in this article that was failed. A second thing is a store of value. And the only store of value right now, if talking about cryptocurrency, is considered Bitcoin? Bitcoin is considered the digital gold. Bitcoin is considered a store of value, where meaning that you can store your money here, you can purchase Bitcoin, leave it there, and in the long run, in the mid to long run, your funds are safe because it will gain in value, it will increase in value, and you don't have to worry about it losing its purchasing power. So it's actually a hedge. It serves as a hedge against inflation, because we know the fiat system is very inflationary, and depending on what region of country you live in, it's more inflationary than others. So that's why they say Bitcoin is the digital gold, and it serves as a store of value. However, this is also flawed, because stores of value, for example, dollar used to be considered a store of value because it was backed by an asset. It was backed by gold, and you were actually able to redeem you were able to redeem your US dollar was backed by real asset, by real gold. But in this case, the regulators in Singapore also identified that it doesn't serve, it failed that attribute as well. It can't be considered a store of value because it doesn't have intrinsic value. What is considered intrinsic value if it comes to cryptocurrency? It's liquidity, because your liquidity dictates whether you have intrinsic value or not. What does it mean to have intrinsic value? Best way to explain that is, picture you going to your local bank and you deposit funds. Whenever you're ready, after a few weeks or however long it takes, you're ready to withdraw your funds. Will you be able to withdraw your funds? That's the question. And if there's a bank run, many people at the same time try to withdraw their funds. Will there be enough funds in there? That's the best way we can explain what liquidity is in terms of cryptocurrency. Liquidity is that important. It's the deposits made by the holders. And whenever they're ready to exit their position, will there be enough liquidity, enough deposits, enough cash for them to withdraw? And this is what we are facing right now. And this is the question that we're facing right now. A lot of people don't know. Contrary to the media right now, go ahead, buy Bitcoin. It's going to hit 200,000. Buy it now. Go get yours before it's too late. This is what the media is telling us right now. ETFs are getting ready to be approved. You better go get yourself some Bitcoin. But what they're not telling you is that it's actually facing a liquidity crisis. This is the big issue in this space. Bitcoin is suffering from a liquidity crisis, and this is why less and less Bitcoins are being removed, are on the exchanges, because what they do is they don't trade on the exchanges anymore. There's not enough liquidity on the exchanges. Right now, what big money is doing is that they're trading over the counter, not using the exchanges, meaning that that's why you see the liquidity dropping even more. So Bitcoin is actually suffering a legitimate liquidity crisis. So to get to the point, it's not a store of value. Bitcoin can be considered a store of value because, first of all, it's lacking even the basics of being having intrinsic value, meaning that having enough liquidity for those that would like to exit their positions, they would have enough to exit their positions. So the regulators in Singapore identified that cryptocurrencies failed two items. It can't be considered a medium of exchange because it's too volatile. As you see the charts, and we can look at all other cryptocurrencies that will look similar. Some look even worse. So it's too volatile to be a medium of exchange. That's why stable coins will be playing major role right now, but will playing even bigger roles in the future and be part of the infrastructure of the digital ledger technology. Store of value. To be a store of value, you need to be, of course, deflationary, and you need to be gaining value over time. You can't be losing purchasing power and you have to have some sort of intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is measured by your liquidity to market cap ratio, or by the amount that the higher your liquidity is, the better it is, because that means that you have a strong intrinsic value, you have enough cash and reserves, and that you can withstand withdrawals. Now, this issue is what Circle wants to do. Circle wants to change the entire financial system. They want to be the first full reserve national bank, meaning that even if there is a bank run, everybody will have enough liquidity, enough cash to withdraw at the same time. This is what these large institutions are coming here to solve, because they identified that this is an issue. So that's the claim of fame of Circle. This is what they want to do. That's why they have their reserves managed by BlackRock, and they're compounding the revenues they're generating and buying more and more US Treasury bills, so that they can build a large war chest, large cash flow using Treasury bills that are earning them 5% annually, which is roughly 100 million a month. So they're very lucrative. They're generating a lot of cash flow, and they just keep compounding and purchasing more US bills, US Treasury bills. And this in hopes of becoming the first fully reserved national bank. And this is the issue that the regulators of the Monetary Authority in Singapore identified, that cryptocurrencies are poor medium of exchange, and we can't be store of value. And this is what Circle tries to solve. For example, as a large institution, they identified this flawed. Okay, so I'd like to get into more details. For those who don't know, in order to calculate liquidity to market cap ratio, you have to take the liquidity and divide it by the market cap. We already know, based on news, how Bitcoin is suffering from a liquidity crisis. And this is why the exchanges people are taking away the Bitcoins from exchanges, because they're trading them over the counter, meaning the whales are trading the Bitcoins amongst themselves. So why is the hype so much then? Why is the market so hyped about this Bitcoin ETFs? Why is it such a big deal? And if they know that Bitcoin is suffering a liquidity crisis, why is the media pushing it so much? Why are they pushing people to get involved with something that is actually or obviously lacking in liquidity? And it's a danger to it poses an investor risk. So there's no investor protection in this. And this is why you see the SEC dragging their feet. They keep sitting behind closed doors with these applicants of Bitcoin ETFs, spot ETFs, and they're trying to find how are they strategizing? Do they want to handle this? And this is a risk, is an investor risk that it poses, because it's suffering heavily from a liquidity crisis. Now, we've done this math many times, and we saw how Bitcoin has the worst liquidity to market cap ratio. It has a 0.13% in liquidity to market cap ratio. But for those who have not gone through this before, let's do it again. You take the liquidity, which is 946 million. If we would divide this by the 730 billion, and then we multiply this by 100, you see it's a 0.12%. The closer it is to zero, the worse it is. The closer it is to 100, the better it is. So this was just to quantify, to put a number on this article right here. Bitcoin is really suffering from liquidity crisis. It's something that is plaguing the industry. The entire industry is suffering on liquidity, and this is a big issue. And these individuals that are telling you to go ahead and buy Bitcoin, they're not telling you the truth. They're not telling you the whole picture. They're not showing you the whole picture. So this is something you really need to understand, that intrinsic value, in order to be a store of value, like Bitcoin is primed or is praised to be, you need to have some sort of intrinsic value. And intrinsic value, as far as cryptocurrency, is based on liquidity that you have. That's what will help you, and that will also bring stability to the cryptocurrency. But lack thereof, that's why you see the prices being so volatile. So these are the two issues. It's not a medium of exchange because it's too volatile. It can't be a store of value because it doesn't have a solid liquidity to market cap ratio. It doesn't have enough liquidity that if there would be a bank run, that it would be sustaining it. Let's even go a step further and show you even something else. We looked at 960 million in liquidity. We always show you this. There are 6 billionaires, Bitcoin billionaires right now. If one of them would decide to rearrange their assets, just one of them, 1 billionaire alone would crash Bitcoin right now if they decide to sell. So I don't know why this is not being really addressed by the mainstream media, and to just point out the danger of Bitcoin, But thank goodness, this is why the SEC regulators are here. This is why they're dragging their feet and all that. Now, to even make it even clearer that even these large asset managers, they're actually not even interested in Bitcoin, to be honest, and Ethereum. They just want to offer it because they're earning fees. They're earning transaction fees by offering these. But this is not what they're in the industry to do. Media makes it look like all these asset managers, they're just in because of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this is by far not the truth. Let's look at what really attracts these asset managers into the industry. This is what attracts them right here. The future of finance is tokenized, says BlackRock CEO. So the future of finance is not Bitcoin, but the future of finance are tokenized real-world assets. This is why these asset managers are entering the space, and not because of spot Bitcoin ETFs or Ethereum spot ETFs. That's not the reason why. So let's look at even further. JP Morgan already and BlackRock, they already debuted, went through a piloting stage using tokenized assets as collateral. Again, let's paint a picture here. BlackRock alone, they own so many companies within the S&P 500. They own large majority holders of these companies right here. And we're looking at Google, Pfizer, AT&T, Netflix, E-Trade, Apple, Exxon. I could go on and on. As you see, these are major top 500 institutions globally, and they are majority holders. BlackRock owns these institutions. So when they're telling you that they're into tokenized assets, they're not talking about Bitcoin here. They're talking about the companies, real world companies that they own already, that they have stocks of already. This is what they're talking about. They want to tokenize these assets, and they already went through it. BlackRock said tokenization of money market funds shares as collateral this is the future, because they understand there's a lack of liquidity. So what they're doing is they're using their dominance in money market funds, and now in partnership with JP Morgan, they are using those shares, money market funds that are just sitting around. They want to use them as collateral in order to bring liquidity into the space. They carried out their first blockchain-based collateral settlement transactions, and this is big. This is major. And what happens here is that JP Morgan's Ethereum-based Onyx blockchain and the bank's tokenized collateral network was used by BlackRock to tokenize shares in one of its money market funds. The tokens were then transferred to Barclays for collateral, but not through exchanges. OTC, which is over the counter. So, and derivatives trading is the channel used. Derivatives trading is like the name suggests. You take funds from the funds derived from an existing asset. In this case, they are money markets. And these are asset managers and they're leading in this. Let's look at this even clearer. Let's just look at the top 10 largest money managers, which is led by BlackRock, of course, Vanguard, UBS, Fidelity, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and so on and so forth. Just these 10 alone have 43.4 trillion US dollars under management. So only 10 of them, the 10 largest, so a lot more, like ARK Invest is not even here. And Van Eck is not even on this list. And these are all asset managers, large asset managers. So just the top 10 alone already has over 43 trillion under management, asset under management. This is just to show you that, and the entire crypto market is at 1 trillion right now. And Bitcoin alone has 700 billion. So they're not in for Bitcoin. This is not how they're going to make money. They're going to make money tokenizing this 43 trillion just by the top 10. This is how they're going to make money, using the existing infrastructure. And all these asset managers have their own stocks, have their own money market funds that they're going to bring on chain. And as you see here, JP Morgan and BlackRock already went through a transaction, a successful transaction using JP Morgan's blockchain, and they're using BlackRock's asset under management, which is close to 10 trillion. And in the top 10, we saw it's over 43 trillion. And that's what they're using as collateral to add liquidity into the space, because there's liquidity that is missing in the space. So this is what's happening right now. And this is why Larry Fink is talking about the future of finance being tokenized assets. So this is very important for us to understand. If you see the hype in the media, everybody talking about, oh, ETFs are getting ready to be approved, Bitcoin is about to be, purchased. He has not mentioned any future plans, what he wants to do with Bitcoin, because there is no use case for him right now. The regulators already identified that cryptocurrencies have failed poorly as a medium of exchange and a store of value. And we clearly saw how obviously Bitcoin is definitely not a store of value because, like people are claiming, because it doesn't have intrinsic value. One billionaire alone can destroy the entire infrastructure. This is why you see large institutions, they're doing trades over the counter. They're not using centralized exchanges. And this is also why you see, due to volatility, cryptocurrencies cannot be used as medium of exchanges. This is why stable coins play a major role. They play a major role in the space. So it will take some time for these cryptocurrencies to establish or to come up with a concept where they can be more stable, for one, and they can have more deeper liquidity to become a store of value and be deflationary at the same time. So these are the flaws that these large institutions, mainstream institutions, have identified. This is why you see every one of them coming into the space trying to tackle an issue. MasterCard is tackling the crypto fraud. Circle is tackling the full reserve bank. They want to become a full reserve bank and basically replace what Bitcoin was trying to do or was intended to be doing. They are doing it with real world assets, with depths, and you see BlackRock here also. They're using their assets as collateral to bring liquidity into the space, and they also use the blockchain technology to trade their money market funds on the blockchain. And this is the future. This is exactly what's going to happen. This is what the future is just to bring the entire financial market on the blockchain. And this is what these money managers are doing. And this is where this 43 trillion is going to go towards. This is not going to go towards Bitcoin. It's going to go towards being tokenized and used as collateral, and then used in the real world. So real world assets, this is what's going to be used for. Right now, cryptocurrencies led by Bitcoin have miserably failed to be a medium of exchange or a store of value. This is the unfortunate truth, and this is why this is the current situation in the space right now. Now that we've looked at, we've zoomed out and looked at the current situation, and we've showed how real money is coming into the space, trying to solve situations, the challenges that we're facing in the space. Let's zoom in and see how we are solving the medium of exchange and the store of value issue. First of all, to become a medium of exchange, you need to have stability. You can't be as volatile. You need to create some sort of stability. How do you achieve to become a medium of exchange? If we look at Bullrun ecosystem, first of all, we are paired with a stable coin. We are paired with a USDC stable coin. That brings stability already in itself. And then secondly, we are extremely deflationary in the sense of we don't mint or we don't issue any new BRL tokens. We have and that takes us to the next one. So in order to be stable, we are paired with a stable coin, we are deflationary, and our ecosystem is built in a way that even if there's low volume, we're not minting any new tokens. And that brings our stability, that causes stability. Also, because we are retaining liquidity. Liquidity brings stability. If there is not enough liquidity in space, it causes all that volatility, all the price going up and down. And this is how we are addressing it. So the obvious way is obviously through the taxes, 6% on the buy and sell side. 3% on the buy and sell side go towards liquidity. Liquidity serves to bring stability into the market. The more liquidity you have, the more stable your cryptocurrency becomes. And this is why stable coins are in such high demand, because they are required to be backed one-to-one by treasury bills and by cash, so, or any other liquid assets. This is why you see that. And how can cryptocurrencies be considered, be made stable, is by having intrinsic value. Intrinsic value, as far as a token or a cryptocurrency is concerned, it's its liquidity to market cap ratio. And that's what we are working with. And we have a very deep liquidity to market cap ratio. If we would calculate right now, compared to Bitcoin's 0.12, if we calculate ours, just to point out how effective our ecosystem is, our mechanisms are, and is addressing our market-wide pandemic, you see that we are at over 66% right now, compared to 0.12 of Bitcoin. And this is coming out of a bear market, low liquidity, low volume, and we're looking at Bitcoin's volume right now is at 11 billion. So even despite the high volume, there is no way that Bitcoin can generate or accumulate or retain liquidity. It's just not possible. And this is an issue that can't be fixed. It cannot be fixed because the smart contract is written, it's already deployed. There's no way to somehow implement a way to generate or add liquidity so that Bitcoin someday can really become a legitimate store of value. So this is an issue that can't be fixed right now. And this is why from day one, when we developed our ecosystem, we identified the challenges, just like all these smart money did. They're coming into the space, tackling real world issues they identified. You see this. Everybody's coming with a solution. And this is the approach we took, because this is how smart money moves. This is how longevity is built. You want to come into the space, use the digital ledger technology to your advantage, and solve the problems that we are facing in the industry. So this is the major thing. We are retaining liquidity in order to be stable, and we are paired with the USDC to help also with the stability. That's one thing. The other flaw that we saw is becoming a store of value. How you become a store of value? You need to become deflationary. You need to be scarce. So this is why we do the banding mechanism. 1% goes towards ban. We started with 1 million tokens, and right now we are down to 974,000 tokens. So if you want to be a store of value, you need to be scarce. And this is the best way that a token, an ecosystem, can be a store of value, is by decreasing its total supply. It's extremely scarce, and this scarcity never stops. As long as there's volume and trades are happening, this number will keep decreasing infinitely, making BRL token extremely deflationary and an asset that is definitely a store of value, meaning over time, in the mid to long term, it can only become more and more valuable. And while you're waiting, or while you're sitting on your tokens, we have a dual staking platform where you can stake your tokens and still receive USDC distributions. And all this is done based on volume, which is sustainable. We're not giving out our native tokens and inflating the market with our tokens, devaluing the currency, but rather we are giving out a stable coin and we are banning tokens at the same time. There is this article in this same manner, in this same topic I want to show you. The active supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum is at record lows. Why does something like this hit the headlines? What is so significant about having a low supply? Why is it important to have a low supply? Let me explain to you why. If there is only low supply left in the industry, that means it squeezes the price, and it can, even if the demand remains the same, but the supply shrinks, it causes a price squeeze, and it causes the price to increase and explode. That's just economics 101, basic economics. The less the supply gets and the demand remains the same or increases, it causes the price to explode. This is why it's a headline. The supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum is shrinking. And we read why. For Bitcoin, it's because whales are taking their Bitcoin out of exchanges and they're keeping them in their own wallets because they're trading them over the counter. Ethereum, because due to its proof of stake, high volume is happening and it becomes scarce, it becomes deflationary. So those are the explanations why the supply keeps shrinking. I want you to understand this. It is a big deal if supplies get lower. This is why you see headlines such as this. It's a great deal if supplies shrink. And this is exactly the mechanisms that we have. Like I said, we started with 1 million in total supply, and it's already down 2.5%. Our total supply came from 1 million to 974. So this is what the article is basically saying, that the circulating supply, the supply of these two major cryptocurrencies are shrinking, and that meets headline. That's something great. And our mechanisms is doing that organically and infinitely. So this is just to highlight the importance of having a low supply, not just a low supply, but a shrinking supply token within yourselves. Survivor is exactly the same. 100% of tokens were put in the liquidity pool. So it is just shrinking from now on. It just keeps shrinking and becoming less and less and less. Same concept, same mechanisms, and so is killer whale as well. They all have the same mechanisms. Their supply keeps shrinking over time, and this is how we build our tokens, ecosystem tokens also. So the importance of this is also, we went a step further. Not only do we have a binding mechanism that decreases the total supply, but if you look at our number one wallet here, it's our staking platform. So 56% of our total supply, which is over 547,000 tokens, are locked in the staking pool. So this is our staking contract. So we went a step further than just having a deflationary supply. We have a staking platform that is holding over half of it, 56% of the total supply. These are locked away and not even being sold. At the same time, we are shrinking the total supply. This causes the price, if the demand remains the same and the trades are on, it will cause the price to squeeze and to explode. Meaning in the mid to long term, this is a sure store of value because it increases over time. Its majority of more than half of the supply is locked, while the total supply is being shrinked. The circulating supply is low, and the demand remaining the same or increasing will cause the price to explode. And this is the type of mechanism that we have built within our ecosystem. How did we go about developing this? Based on these challenges. The poor, medium, we identified that cryptocurrencies don't pay attention, and they're not focusing on these aspects. So this is how we went about it. We identified that cryptocurrencies failed as medium of exchanges and a store of value. And the only way we can make a mark and add value into this space is by addressing challenges we are facing in this space. MasterCard decided to tackle the fraud industry, to set themselves apart based on tackling fraud. Circle wants to tackle the liquidity issue as well. That's why they're purchasing and reinvesting into US Treasury bills. And they have BlackRock managing their assets. They want to address the fractional reserve banks because they identify that fractional reserve banks are going belly up because once there's a bank run, these institutions are always running out of money, and governments have to come and bail them out. So they are taking the approach to become the first full reserve bank, not a fractional bank, and this is why they're doing what they're doing. So everybody's coming out trying to solve something, and Coinbase came with their own blockchain. They want to promote the agenda of Circle because they're heavily invested in Circle, which is the issuer of USDC stablecoin. All this is good for us because we are paired with USDC and we are issuing USDC distributions for those who stake the tokens. Good news for USDC is good news for us. The better Circle does, the good for us as well, because each time people talk about USDC or Circle, it's good for us because we are paired with USDC and we are issuing USDC stablecoin as staking distributions. So I hope you got the message of today. While mainstream media is telling you to just go blindly and just go ahead, buy Bitcoin, it's going to hit 200,000. Real money, big money, is focusing on the future of finance, which is tokenized real world assets. We saw how $43 trillion worth of managed assets are, and these are mutual funds, ETFs, and all this. These are going through the stock and derivatives market and the commodities market. None of these are going through Bitcoin or ETFs, Ethereum. The world's 10 largest asset managers alone are over 43 trillion. So I just want to bring this to your awareness that let's not be carried away by misinformation, thinking that out of the blue, Bitcoin is just going to pump overnight and hit these numbers. Because first of all, these large institutions, they're all buying over the counter. They're not buying on the exchanges because they know and understand that there is an issue here and Bitcoin is lacking liquidity. There will not be exit liquidity for these billionaires, because if blockchain would put in even just a few billions into the liquidity pool, these billionaires will exit. They'll take their profits. They will cash out. So, and BlackRock is not getting ready to become exit liquidity to these Bitcoin billionaires. And this is just to show you that we are really in early stages where you need to make up your mind and look at what is your ecosystem, what is the cryptocurrency that you are invested in, what issue is it solving, what is it tackling, because smart money is about to enter the space. And we looked at the smart money. Look at this list, and this is not even all of them. Microsoft, Google, Apple, Shell, Goldman Sachs, all of these people, they're just about to enter the space, and they're all coming with solutions. They're solving something. So how will you compete with well-established institutions that are coming in to solve crypto issues? And you are into crypto early on. And what is your ecosystem solving? Ask yourself that, because once regulations are lined up and ready and set, these institutions are coming in and they're solving the issues that cryptocurrency projects were supposed to solve but couldn't. This is the reason why we are heavily focusing on the long term. And this is the reason why we are building, or we developed a platform, an ecosystem that is actually tackling the number one issue of the market, and this is liquidity crisis. This is the most important challenge or asset or use case that you can have in this space. And if you can solve this challenge, this is a $1 trillion challenge, trillions of dollar challenge. So this is what our claim to fame is, one of them. And this is why we want to become, this is what will make us become more stable and not as volatile. And this is what will also put us in the space where we can become a store of value over time, because we are not as volatile. We are paired with the stablecoin USDC. We have deep liquidity, which brings stability to our cryptocurrency. And then also because we are deflationary, like we looked at here, we are not just banning token and taking them out of the total supply, but we also have deep stakers, and reducing circulating supply, reducing total supply, and increasing demand, or even demand staying the same, causes the price to explode. And this is the news here. This is what made headlines, that the supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum have record lows. And this is just part of our ecosystem here. Due to our banning mechanism and our staking mechanism and us issuing USDC distributions, causes our supply, circulating supply, to decrease due to staking, total supply to decrease due to banning, and this will create a positive buy pressure and cause the price over the long term to keep on increasing infinitely, making Bullrun a store of value, meaning that you can stake your token knowing and being assured, as long as there's volume and trades going on, that this token is going to increase in value over time regardless, because it bans tokens from total supply. The staking removes the tokens from circulating supply. This causes high demand in the tokens because there's a low supply to be bought on the market, and this combination causes a price squeeze, and in the mid to long term will always cause the price of Bullrun to be increasing over time. And that, paired with deep liquidity, solves this problem that the regulators in Singapore are talking about, that cryptocurrencies are poor on it, is to be a medium of exchange or a store of value. And this is why stablecoins are the most preferred digital assets in the space, because they meet the medium of exchange criteria, but stablecoins don't meet a store of value criteria because they're pegged to a fiat currency, and the fiat system is in its nature inflationary. So even stablecoins, yes, they are medium of exchange, but they are not a store of value. So our ecosystem addresses both these aspects naturally and organically, and it can be scalable as long as we are growing, and as long as there's volume coming in, we meet these items of medium of exchange and store of value. This is the message for today, community, and this is what I wanted to share with you today. And I want us to also understand, like I shared the links with you on these videos. I really encourage you to understand what the market is doing. All these chaos have a meaning. There is a reason why these key players are working together to make sure that the US dollar remains dominant. If we go back here, I'd like to show you something. If we look at the asset managers, keep in mind, what flag do you see here? These asset managers are dominated in the US, predominantly in the US. And there's only UBS from Switzerland, and then the smaller ones down here, they're from France and Germany. But predominantly the largest asset managers are in the US. What does that mean? Like we said, these key players, like we said, Circle and Coinbase, they built their own blockchain. And the only USDC stablecoin, a US stablecoin they're going to use is USDC. And BlackRock also, they're coming in, like we see, over $43 trillion worth of assets. What stablecoin do you think they're going to use? What do you think they're going to be paired with? They're going to be paired with USDC stablecoin. So this is just to show you that this is a win-win situation for the US government. And BlackRock is just an extended arm of the US government. They're here to solve the debt crisis. US is heavily indebted, and this causes the purchasing power to decrease. And the way they want to resolve this is using Circle's USDC stablecoin, which the intention is to become a full reserve national bank, keep reinvesting and compounding US Treasury bills to become liquid enough to have enough backing to become the full reserve national bank. So all these players together have a mission, and this is what they're solving. This is what they want to accomplish. And other partners as well, because like we say, BlackRock, they own all these institutions. So it's in the best interest that they have a high share on MasterCard. They own MasterCard, basically. Apple, they're always in the top 5 shareholders of these large institutions. So if you see MasterCard focusing on cybersecurity, it's in the best interest of BlackRock. It's in the best interest of Circle and Coinbase, because they're all working together for a single purpose: to dominate the crypto space and to take out all these legacy crypto institutions such as Binance out of the way, so they can really take over and dominate the space. That's the whole idea. So if you're part of a cryptocurrency that is not adding value to the space, it's not solving any issues, you will be irrelevant over time. This is a very competitive space, and innovators are coming with solutions, and there are very smart people in this space that want to add value to this space. So be part of an ecosystem that is adding value, that is tackling an issue, that wants to be part of a solution and not part of a problem. And this is what our ecosystem is all about. And I hope this video today, this session today, brought more clarity on what the industry is like, What does our industry look like? What's the future of finance? The future of finance is not Bitcoin or Ethereum. The future of finance are tokenized assets, which are sitting at over 43 trillion right now, just by the top 10 holders right now. Once these assets are tokenized, these is the way how these institutions are going to earn transaction fees. They've been earning fees like this in the real world. Now they want to earn even more using the blockchain technology, which is cheaper, faster, borderless, transparent, and this is how they continue making their money. They're not going to change their business model. They're just going to use a more effective technology to do that. And this is why don't be carried away thinking that they're all going to take all their trillions and just buy in Bitcoin. That's not going to happen. They're going to keep doing what they've been doing, just using the blockchain technology. And it's not just them. It's all these other institutions here, like we looked at, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, Shell. All these institutions are using blockchain technology, mainly the Ethereum blockchain, to be more effective in their daily business that they're doing. So they're bringing their daily business on chain. That's it. They're not changing their business plan. So always keep this in mind and understand this, that these individuals understand that Bitcoin has a crisis, Bitcoin liquidity crisis. It has the worst liquidity to market cap ratio, and cryptocurrencies have failed to become a medium of exchange and a store of value. And due to this, large institutions are using over-the-counter to exchange. And this is why the future of finance are tokenizations of assets, real-world assets. The entire financial industry will be tokenized. Everything will be tokenized. Agriculture, logistics, the medical field, AI, everything will be tokenized. The real estate industry, everything will be tokenized and traded on the blockchain to be more effective. And that's the whole idea. So unless cryptocurrencies focus on these two flaws, on how to become a store of value or a medium of exchange, there is no way people will be able in the long run, especially when regulations come in, to be invested in cryptocurrencies. So that's the message for today, community. I hope this shed more light to the situation, to what we are facing in the industry, in the market. And I hope you also understand that we'll be more careful as we trade, as we go along in our crypto journey, and we understand what the challenges are in the crypto space and how we are addressing them within our own ecosystem. This is what I have for you today, community, and I'm looking forward to hear your feedback. So I have a better idea of if you have follow-up questions with you. I'm sharing my screen now so we can go through the comments and see how we can answer some of your questions that you had. This is very important, community, to really get a better understanding and to have an idea of how the industry works and what's important in this space, what you have to look for. And let's not always just blindly run with whatever the media says, but let's use our mind critically and think of things and understand the entire industry. And so this is how we'll avoid certain pitfalls and not just run into things blindly because media is talking about it or encouraging us to do certain things. Yes, Investor 2Sec, thanking you all, BL family. Great wishes on my special day. Glad to be here again. It's a pleasure having you, Investor 2Sec, and again, happy birthday to you. Yes, I left these two videos here. I encourage you to really watch them. You'll have a better understanding of what the market is doing and how these key players are making their chess moves strategically to achieve their goals that they want to achieve. In Dream, greetings and salutations, Steve and family. I hope you're all well in this Thanksgiving Day. How are we looking on exchange listings? I understand timing is important, but do we have these lined up? Like we always say, these exchanges, centralized exchanges right now, as you see, these are not our priorities right now. Right now, what we're focusing on are these fundamentals that we just discussed today. And once we have these lined up and have our ecosystem set up and ready the way we envisioned it to be, and it starts generating volume the way we want it to be, everything else will fall in line. Our main focus right now is to work on these fundamentals like we just discussed, and keep bringing awareness of the industry and our ecosystem, and keep working in the background on completing this ecosystem so that it will accomplish its full potential and do exactly what it was developed to do, and the rest will everything else will fall into place. That's how I can really put it. But as of right now, exchanges are not in the picture right now, especially with the regulations, what's happening within the regulations, and exchanges being fined left and right, and we don't want to put the community in harm's way right now. We are comfortable with the decentralized finance where we are right now. We are comfortable with Uniswap right now, and until regulators, especially as far as exchanges are concerned, have their ducks in a row and there is more clarity in that space, till then we are really focusing on building and completing everything that we are envisioning our platform to accomplish. And once it achieves that final puzzle of the piece of the puzzle, everything else will fall in line. Everything else will fall in line after that. But thank you very much, Meme Dream, for your input. But eventually, all those things will fall in line accordingly. Our main goal right now is to, like we just discussed today, to have our ducks in a row, to bring awareness, to educate on what the market does, the challenges, the opportunities, and then zoom in and look at how we are addressing those challenges. And in the background, we are putting our things together, and then we'll go from there. I believe once everything is in place, everything else will fall in line accordingly. Queen Mutakwa, always a pleasure having you here as well. Thank you very much for participating on this day today. Good evening, family. Another day of education and information. Thank you, Mr. Steve. Thank you very much, Queen Mutakwa, as well. Nice having you here with us. My cool brother Glenn is here also. Let's go, family. And also congratulating Investor 2Sec. Queen Goleba, always nice to have you here as well. Thank you very much for showing up. This is so informative. Thanks, BRL family. We thank you too for showing up and being engaged with this event. My great brother Theo, another absolute masterclass. Thank you very much, my good brother Theo. Always a pleasure seeing you in the community. Always a pleasure having you around. We appreciate you. We appreciate your positive energy. And here's a question also. Does being paired with USDC potentially open up partnerships with other ecosystem companies who are also using USDC? This is a fantastic question. I believe as we grow and as we develop, we achieve our full potential the way we intended this to be. I believe these partnerships will come in. These partnerships will come in. I always believe that as long as you focus on solving issues, as long as you identify challenges and you come into the industry with the sole purpose to add value to it, to solve an existing problem, and you can do that successfully, effectively, partnerships will come. Partnerships will come knocking. And absolutely, to answer your question, of course, this will open doors to many, many more things. Once we do what we intend this platform to do, and we achieve what it needs to achieve, things will just start falling in line. And I believe with the vision and the intentions that we have and the way this ecosystem is built, and it's also shown us out of a bear market how we have a over 66% liquidity to market cap ratio. We have two mechanisms in place that are deflationary. We have a staking platform that removes tokens from circulation, like we looked at, over 56% of supply is taken out of circulation. And then we also have a banning mechanism that actually removes token from the total supply. Those two combined cause heavy buy pressure and causes our ecosystem to become a store of value over time, especially paired with consistent and steady volume. We have a ecosystem here that is tackling two major issues, that two major challenges that no cryptocurrency has been able to achieve based on the regulatory authority of Singapore, and that is to become a medium of exchange and a store of value. And that's the aim. That's our aim, and that's our goal that we want to achieve. We want to be the cryptocurrency, the ecosystem that is both a medium of exchange due to its stability and deep liquidity, and a store of value also due to its deep liquidity, but also due to its intrinsic value and high liquidity to market cap ratio. So those are the way we want to make a mark in this space. What is your take on the events of Survivor of the past week? So many questions by the queens. What's the best message? What's the best message can we give to calm and assure them? Amazing question, Queen Mutakwa. Let's discuss this. Last week's events were based on some misguided informations. So some of the holders were influenced by some untrue information, and due to that, they feared, they got scared, and they believed those things and started panic selling. They lost their positions, and they started selling based on some rumors or some misguided and wrong informations. So that's what really triggered the sale. Fundamentally, nothing changed. Let's look at it. Let's go through this. I always like to explain things while I'm showing the screen. Fundamentally, nothing changed here for Survivor token. Nothing really changed. It is still locked for 100 years. Nothing changed. Our smart contract is still renounced. So nothing changed here. And so there's no point, or there's nothing that fundamentally changed that caused us to go on a growth spree for the last 5 days. We've been achieving at least 100 up to 170% in growth on a daily basis, and we were even trending at certain times. What I always say in this space, things are based so much on emotions and on hype or misinformation, and these are the things that causes people to panic or to leave their positions that they have. And this is a shame. It's unfortunate, but this is part of the industry. Not everybody wants the best for you, and not everybody is happy with you being successful. Many will go out of their way to cause a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. so that you lose your position. But nothing changed fundamentally. The token is still just as solid as it is. It's still as deflationary as it is. It's still locked for 100 years. The contract is renounced. There's nothing developers or anybody else can change. Fundamentally, nothing changed. It's still the same successful token that it was the past week, but it's based on rumors or misguided information that caused certain individuals to panic and start selling. And this was like a domino effect. Others also just started selling randomly due to fear or uncertainty and doubt. But fundamentally, it's a solid project. Nothing changed fundamentally. And like we always say, we are in this space because a lot of people are still are fearful, rightly so. There are many projects that are they don't have the best intentions. Even the largest exchange, like we saw today, had to be hit with a $4 billion fine because they were not doing things the right way. So it seems like a lot of people just have that mindset that everything is a scam, everything is a rug pull, everything is not clean, and that fear is in people. And those who don't really understand how the ecosystem works, those who really don't understand the fundamentals of this project, how solid it is, the contract renounced, liquidity locked, all tokens are placed in the liquidity pool. What does this actually mean? This means that the token cannot be liquidated. Like it can't be, there are no team tokens, there are no new tokens that will be dumped into the market. All of the tokens are placed in the liquidity pool. And 1% banning, meaning that we are actually removing tokens from the total supply, so from the circulating supply. And you see here the number 2 wallet right now. This is the ban wallet. It's the largest wallet at 5.6%. These are tokens that are gone forever. And these tokens are removed from the number 1 wallet, from the total, from the Uniswap liquidity pool. So 1% of every trade removes tokens from this wallet right here. And it does so infinitely, making Survivor token extremely deflationary, meaning it gains value over time because all the tokens were placed in this wallet, in the liquidity pool. So as trades are coming in, this wallet becomes larger and larger. And actually, it flipped the liquidity pool, and it used to be number 1 token until the sales started. But you still see how large the percentage is. 5.6% of these tokens. This is a blacklisted wallet, a ban wallet. These tokens are gone forever. They're not going to be put back into this liquidity pool. So over time, more and more tokens will be removed from the liquidity pool, making this token deflationary. And this is exactly what we want. So fundamentally, this token is very solid. It's very sound. But due to lack of knowledge, and this is why we do a lot of educational events 3 times a week. This is why we educate our people, our community. We try to educate them, inform them, and inspire them. Tell them about the ecosystem. Tell them about the market, the industry, so that they have a broad idea. Because if you understand what you're invested in, nobody can shake you off your position. There's 2 ways to be successful in this industry, and they're simple ways, and these are the ways that we offer. First of all, we deploy and we develop our own tokens, and which is Survivor is one of them. Our mother token is Bullrun, and our Survivor token was built within our own community due to a lot of scams and rug pulls. To bring security to our ecosystem, we developed and deployed Survivor token so that it's a token of integrity. It's a token where we as a community don't have to worry about being rug pulled or scammed or honeypotted. We don't have to worry about that. So it's a safe and secure token. We had 100% rate on token sniffer. The reason why it's down to 80 is because of this ban wallet. This ban wallet is now above 5%. That's why we're at 80 now. But actually, it's a ban wallet and it's not a private personal wallet. And this number will keep increasing and it will become the largest wallet anyway. So it's a clean contract. It has a high score on token sniffer. It's been renounced. It's deflationary. All the tokens are put in the liquidity pool. And it has the fundamentals, nothing changed at all. It's just lack of knowledge of some individuals that caused them to give away their positions. I was talking about two things that make you successful in this space. Is to be part of a solid community where you don't have to worry about being rugged or scammed. Secondly, a community, be part of a token that has strong fundamentals. And secondly, getting in early in these projects that have low market caps. We can only repeat that because that's how we personally become successful as well. And this is the whole idea why we educate the community on these things, so that you can make your own judgments based on your own knowledge. But if you don't have the knowledge and information, you will always be pushed away or scared away out of your position. So this is why we always encourage you to participate, be part of these community events where you can learn and understand what this ecosystem about, how these tokens are built, why they're different, and what the market is about, and how the market right now is reacting and why they're reacting like that, and understand that fundamentally nothing changed. It's just lack of knowledge, lack of understanding that caused fear in certain individuals and caused them to give away their position. And being successful in the crypto space, if you can't hold through the accumulation phase, and if you can't go through the volatility, there is no way you can become successful in this space. There is no way. And success is not meant for everyone. Else, everybody would be successful. That's why there's only a few people. And those few are the ones that really understand what they're invested in. That's why before you put your money somewhere, understand what you're involved with. That way, nothing will shake you off your position, because you will understand that, no, I'm into something good. We are going through our accumulation phase. The bull run has not even started yet. And this is where you become wealthy. Not during the bull run. It's too late. Wealth is built before the bull run, way before the bull run, where you have a low cap that you can position yourself in and be part of something early on that has low market cap and that is solid, has strong fundamentals, a strong community, an active community. And then you get your bag and just sit patiently as we go through the accumulation phase, as we go through all these discussions that we had today. We're going through Bitcoin halving is just about to come. The regulations are about to be given, regulators about to give green light on all these institutions that are lined up and are getting ready to bring liquidity into the space. So we are so early on, and this is the time where you want to accumulate. This is no financial advice. These are just how, through experience and through our own experience, this is how you position yourself, and you just sit and be patient. But that's the hardest part, to understand that. Get in early, sit tight, go through the motions. This is the nature of the beast. The market is very volatile. And if you look at Bitcoin right now, let's look at Bitcoin. This looks like a scam, right? Look how it's going up, down. You see how volatile it is. One day it's going all the way down. This is just within one day. One day, Bitcoin fluctuates so much. This is not a scam. This is just part of the volatility part of the nature of cryptocurrency. If we zoom out, look at all this volatility, look at all this pump during the bull market, and look at all this dump. Bitcoin dumped 80% after its peak, 80%, and this is the largest cryptocurrency, the most adopted. And it's not just Bitcoin. I know you're like, oh, Steve, why are you always picking on Bitcoin? If we go to Ethereum, same picture. You can think it's a copy of all. They all look alike. They all look alike. If we go to Binance, same thing. You see how this is in the nature of the beast. So people buy and people sell, but as long as you believe in the fundamentals, that's what counts. As long as the fundamentals remain the same and you believe in the fundamentals, there'll be buys, there'll be sells, people will exit, people will enter, just like everybody else. Nobody is immune. If you look at every single cryptocurrency, you'll see the same thing. Look, it hit all-time high here. People sold. Does that mean it's a bad currency? No, people just take profits and gives others opportunity to enter, and life goes on. So this is just part of the crypto journey, and those who still don't understand the importance of fundamentals, those who still don't understand the importance of holding and getting in early in your position, these fears will cause them to exit their positions, and unfortunately. So those are just the things I just wanted to share with you by answering this question in the events that took place last week and caused the price to dip. Unfortunately, it's because individuals that were caught in emotions and were carried away and lost their positions. But that's in the nature of the beast. In the nature of the beast, every project, every cryptocurrency experiences that. People will take their profits. Good for them. Congratulations. But for those who are also holding tight and believing in the fundamentals they invested in, or the reason why they got involved in the first place, congratulations to you as well, because we are not even started with the bull run yet. And let me share this with you, and then we can close out. I would like to share this with you. I always like to show this. We were part of this, and back in March, I always like to show this. If you look at the volume, it was basically non-existence. And this is what you call accumulation phase. This is way before bull run starts. This is where you want to accumulate, because once the bull run starts kicking off, it won't stop until it hits all-time high. And if you want to come back in, it will be too late. You will lose all this. This is where you accumulate. And this is where we are right now. We are accumulating right now. You're sitting, you're holding on. And then once you go up, people wait 4 years for this cycle. And we are so close into this cycle. And many, through lack of knowledge, are giving away their position already. And then you go through this cycle right here. And this is how you make life-changing gains. You have 4 years to wait until the next cycle, and we are so close on it. Don't get fooled out of your bag, out of your position. Do your own research. Listen to this, community events. Participate in them. Educate yourself. Do your own research. Listen carefully. Learn about the cycles. Crypto is all about cycles. It's all about cycles. You'll see, we went through 2 years, 24 months of bear market. And here we are about to take over again. We're about to take off after Bitcoin halving and all these regulatory institutions waiting for green lights and liquidity starts entering the space. These are cycles. This is bound to happen. This is what will happen. And it's not just Shiba, by the way. You saw how it happens with any cryptocurrency. This is what Bullrun is all about. Liquidity comes in, everything goes up. I can even show you even this 100. Let's look. It's the same thing. Well, this hasn't been in the market long enough, but they all hit the all-time highs. You get the idea. They all hit the all-time highs, all of them. You see here, accumulation phase, and then it just starts going. And then after it hits the peak, bear market starts all over again. It's a cycle, and it happens every 4 years. So if you're already throwing the towel, and we haven't even started the bull market yet, and you're already throwing the towel, you exit your position. But it's a free market. People can do as they please. We just educate and inform about the cycles, about the market, and hopefully those who will learn will make better judgments and make better decisions for themselves, because after all, it's their money and they can do how they please, and it's a free market. So it's just lack of information, lack of knowledge caused them to exit their positions, and that's the answer I can give you. And I hope that answered your question, Queen Mutakwa. Cool, Brother Theo, thank you for answering my question, and then some, as always. Thank you to Good Brother Theo, really much appreciated. Thank you very much as well for being part of this today. My good brother Thembi, I didn't forget in regards to Ledger. In regards to Ledger, I haven't set it up. What I'll do is I'll set it up the right way, and then I'll send links so I can show it to you, because Ledger, you have to connect your Ledger. It's a device, it's a digital device, looks like a USB that I have to connect, and I don't want to show my wallets here publicly. So I'll create a Ledger dummy wallet so I can demonstrate. I can demonstrate this for you, and then I'll see how I can get you in. Brother Thembi asked this about the Ledger, and I really want to show you this, but I don't want to display my wallets publicly. So I'll create like a fake account with Ledger, and then I'll be able to display it and show it to you. Ledgers are very important, as they are so-called cold wallets, and these cold wallets have a higher security. MetaMask, Trust Wallet have like 12 key phrases. Cold wallets have 24, so they're more secure. Also, those 24 key phrases you get are not online, they're on the device itself, so which is even more secure. Transactions, even though your wallet gets hacked, they can't remove assets out of your account in cold wallets, because you need to physically give access or approve the transaction physically on your device before it goes through. So these are the benefits of these cold wallets, especially if you really have a large amount in your wallet. You really want to consider getting a cold wallet. Cold wallets are always more secure to have. It's very it's the most secured actually wallets to have, especially if you have a large amount of assets in your wallet. You definitely want to consider a cold wallet such as Ledger. I will create an address that I'm not using on my Ledger account so that I can demonstrate and show you, because the interface is MetaMask, but the back end of it is Ledger. So I will show you how you connect to MetaMask, how you can open accounts with it, and how you merge your MetaMask to your ledger and show you the interface of it. This is a great session I can do. But right now, like I said, we are live, and I didn't prepare to set up a dummy wallet so that I don't show my wallet address or my funds on my ledger. So I hope you understand this, Brother Temi, but I'll set this up so we can go through this. I would really like to demonstrate and show you as I use Ledger, and it's been serving me really well. And I can sleep well at night knowing that the assets are safe. So community, I hope this was informational to you today. We just passed 2 hours. I hope this was informational, educational to you, community. Thank you very much again for everyone who participated today and was part of this live stream. I hope you understood what the challenges are in the space and what we are facing, what the opportunities are as well. And you zoomed in, and then we understood how our ecosystem, our mechanisms are in place that are tackling those challenges that are not being met based on the monetary authority of Singapore. So community, this is what we have on our side. We want to wish you a wonderful rest of your week, and looking forward to see you again on Saturday, where we have our community VC on Telegram. Again, thank you so much for participating today, and for those that will be listening later on, I hope we had a good session for you to listen in and to learn, to be informed and to be educated and to be inspired as well. With that said, I want to wish everybody of you a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you very much. Oh, I see here some more details. While waiting for that education, cold wallets. Absolutely, I will do this. I will do this. This is very important in regards to cold wallets. Thank you too, Queen Sally, for that. And the Meme Dream, it's clear that so much thought has been given towards tokenomics for these projects. Absolutely, Meme Dream, absolutely. We have to, because in this space, you have to do things differently. You have to reinvent the entire, financial industry, and you have to set yourself apart. We can't do the same things that have been done, because obviously those things are not working. And only because you are doing the same thing you're doing, but you bring it on chain, it won't make a difference. It's different for the established institutions to do that. That's all they do. They keep doing what they're doing in the traditional market, but they're just using a more effective, more advanced technology on the blockchain. But if you are coming in the crypto space, there's so much competition, and there's a lot of dynamics in the space. Things change so quickly, and you have to remain, and you have to set yourself apart by being competitive. And what sets you apart? What are you tackling? What added value are you bringing? What solution are you having to a challenge in the space? And these are the things you should ask yourself when looking into projects. Again, thank you very much, everyone. It was a pleasure on my side to have this live stream with you. I'm always looking forward to these community events. And thank you very much again for everyone that participated today. You are all very much appreciated. And I will do the cold wallet session. I see it's in really high demand, and many people are interested in that. So this is what latest in our next stream, I will definitely put myself together to show this. But I will announce it. I'll let you know when we do this, so you can participate and be part of it, so we can all be educated on cold wallets as well. With that said, I want to wish you a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving again for the American brothers and sisters that we have, and brothers, American queens and kings, and the rest of everybody. I want to wish you a wonderful rest of your week, and looking forward to see you again on Saturday. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for participating.